What's good, guys? Welcome to our second episode, Open-mindedness, here at Moments and Ripples, our safe space where we learn and get empowered. Listen, share, subscribe, and remember to like and follow me on all social media handles that include Spotify and Apple at Moments and Ripples. I'm your host, Mary Snyder.
Favorite frequency. It's the favorite frequency. Favorite frequency. Favorite frequency. It's the favorite frequency in human form.
In a world where everyone's looking out for themselves and there's this heavy cloud of collective trauma hanging over us, you've got to show up fully for you. And it all comes down to how we deal with the curveballs that life throws our way. Because the way you handle them says a whole lot about who you are. It's more than evident that sometimes we let the painful chapters of our lives create ripples that leave a lasting negative impact on us. And at times, we even go further to allow it shape every decision we make or intend to make, which is so bad. But then, it's like when we encounter those difficult situations, we tend to avoid confronting them and instead we live on the surface, essentially in denial. Even though it's part of human wiring, that natural fight or flight response, it leaves us clinging on to the hope and potential self in our heads of better days, of peace, of that voice in your head that tells you, oh, you're bigger and better than your struggles, which, yes, you are. Yes, you are. But honey, those words are just to console you because you are not facing the real issue. You're not facing the elephant in the room. You're brushing things off just to avoid how it makes you feel. I saw this from someone who we used to be friends with back then in campus. He was going through something back at home. It was so heavy on him, it was weighing him down. But for him, he used to overlook it. He was like throwing it under the carpet. But we all know what happens with throwing things under the carpet. It always crawls out. It always comes back up. And when it comes back up, you will have to deal with it no matter how many times you are avoiding it. You'll have to face it. Something will just happen and it will trigger it out. And you're gonna face it. Another thing is that unresolved issues that we overlook, it's like they pile up, they become a mountain, and then they overcloud your mind. They cloud your mind rather, making it hard for you to think clearly, make plans, or even accomplish anything meaningful. So you start doing things merely out of obligation, living simply because everyone else is. It leaves you feeling stuck, like nothing around you is moving anymore, and you're just going round in circles. And this happened to him. He tried to venture into several sources of income to no avail. They used to crash, crumble before his very eyes. He even joined his friend who was selling clothes at that time, where he could earn a thing or two to sustain himself. But then, even that, he left, and after some few months, he started his own business of selling clothes as well. But then, that also crumbled. This made him to start complaining. He even made it seem like his life is not moving forward because of what is happening at home. I remember he was even talking about starting a content creation and opening a movie shop, but he kept saying he could not do it until he moved out of the house. Which, okay, when you look at it, it's true he was living in a toxic environment, but the way he handled the situation caused him to regress rather than grow. Meanwhile, on the other hand, his friend's business was thriving. He'd even rented his own place and set it up beautifully, but my friend on the my friend on the side, he felt left out. And there's always that guilt of nothing happening in your life while your peers are making moves. That guilt ate him up. And so he came up with this self-protective excuse saying that he doesn't want pressure. He's taking things at his own pace, at his own speed, which Okay, we do not need to like be pressured by the way other people are moving, because we all are going on a different pace. That's fine. But for him it was different, because it was that guilt of him not doing anything. Eventually this situation made him to start victimizing himself just to keep people around, using what is happening at home to keep to have friends. And even he expected people to put up with this bad behavior simply because he was going through something. It reached a point where he became bitter. He now became what he was avoiding, what he always said he never wanted to be. He was always angry, moody, never wanted to talk about anything, saying he never wants serious talks. He became toxic. He started transferring aggressions to people, and oh my god, it was so much. He even gradually started losing friends and connections, and he ended up on his own. And even after finishing school, he never showed any interest in being creative or finding any source of income. He used to say he's been brainstorming. I couldn't understand what he was brainstorming about, but his mind had already grown accustomed to the familiar, the toxic, stagnant environment where he settled for crumbs. But here's what we should learn from him. Most of us go through things that shake us, literally shake us. Could be failures at work, friendships that fall apart, deep personal struggles, and so on. And when it hits you, it's easy to get stuck in a loop of excuses. Oh, I'm failing at work because I'm going through this, or I can't be in a good relationship because of my past trauma. We tend to attach ourselves so much to our struggles that they start to define our actions and decisions. But here's the thing: open mindedness is about seeing beyond what happened to you. It's about acknowledging the pain and not letting it control you. So, here are the few things you and I are going to be doing, even in the worst situation we face. We'll first accept it. Yes. Because the first step to change is acknowledging what happened and how it has affected you. We're not going to deny it, we're not going to avoid it, we're just going to let it sit and say, yes, this happened, and this is how it makes me, Snyder, feel. Two, we're not going to use it as an excuse. No. Life's challenges shape us, but they don't have to define us. You being open minded means realizing that, well, something may have hurt you. You still have control over what will happen next. Seek perspective. Talk to someone. Read. Listen to different views. Being open minded means understanding that your current way of seeing things isn't the only way. Healing and growth often come when we are willing to step outside of our own perspective. Then let's normalize carrying the lesson instead of the burden. Every challenge teaches something. Instead of carrying the pain, carry the wisdom. Ask yourself, what has this situation taught me? And apply that lesson, that exact lesson, moving forward. Your struggles do not define you, your mindset does. Being open minded isn't just about how you see others, it's about how you see yourself and your ability to grow beyond what life throws at you. So I want you to remember one thing: your world expands only as much as your mind allows it to. So, how open minded are you willing to be? This is Moments and Ripples. See you next time. Same place.